We are always surprised by how funny and strange the natural world can be. It can put on a spectacular light show and then turn the situation into a tragedy in the blink of an eye. As an example, let's take a look at what's called a dirty thunderstorm. Even though this kind of thing is beautiful, it could kill someone. The fact that it's a pretty normal thing that happened makes it even more interesting. Did you know that a volcanic plume can light up the sky and cause dirty thunderstorms? Welcome to the mysterious world. You can see that the beauty of nature is out of this world. It is strong enough to wipe out whole cities from the Earth's surface, and there wouldn't be a second trick here. If you ever see something strange in the sky, you should leave as quickly as possible. We shouldn't put Mother Nature's patience to the test. So let's not play with fire. We know you know about volcanic eruptions, but have you ever thought about taking a look at limbic eruptions? We've made a list of 10 scariest things that happen in nature and can't be stopped. No matter how scary they are, natural phenomenon circles. Nature will show its crazy side again, this time with things like water spouts and underwater crops that are hard to understand. Are you ready to make things happen? Number 10. Creepy water spout. The amazing water spout is the first thing on our list. The experts don't think much of this natural event, but it is dangerous enough to capsize a ship. If you were wondering, it won't be long until it does what it's supposed to do. Put aside what experts say, because this isn't just a simple case of volcanic activity happening over water. We're dealing with something bigger and stronger than that. It's a strange water spout that has been known to flip boats and ships in tropical waters. It might only take a split second for it to pull them down into the murky water. In the end, this scene can only mean that a water spout is out of control and raging. Number 9. Squall Line. The so-called Squall Line is just a different kind of thunderstorm. But unlike the dirty lightning storm, it is well known for the bone-chilling drafts of air it makes. In fact, for the vast majority of people who lived in the 19th century, squall lines did not exist at all. Their theories say that any cold front could cause a squall line to form. On the other hand, these kinds of huge natural disasters can kill people all over the world. Everyone knows that squall lines cause strong winds, hailstorms with a lot of hail, and lightning storms with a lot of lightning. In other words, it shows what the end of the world will be like pretty well. Number 8. Dust storms. Dust storms are strange natural events that happen on their own. Most of the time, they live in dry and semi-dry places, like deserts. This type of natural disaster happens when a strong wind gust pushes loose sand away from a dry surface. When this happens, saltation happens, which moves the particles further along the path. As a direct result of this, the process of moving salt from one place to another is set in motion right away. Even though dust storms can lead to dangerous situations, flash floods are the ones that really scare people. The fact that sudden flooding can happen in deserts is a cruel turn of events that can't be ignored. The sand in the desert doesn't soak up water, as well as other kinds of sand do. All it takes is a strong storm to make the desert a dangerous and chaotic place to be. Number 7. Dirty thunderstorms. Even though it is related to thunderstorms, it is not at all like a normal thunderstorm. In fact, this has nothing to do with the supercell in any way. This scary thing doesn't happen very often. It's more like a lightning storm or a scary volcano than anything else. Isn't that a lot of different things? But unlike lightning storms, this type is made up of ash particles hitting each other inside an eruption cloud. The result is a beautiful natural event that you don't want to be anywhere near when it happens. Number 6. Cherry-colored crabs on Christmas Island. The red crabs of Christmas Island are just one more strange thing that continues to make people scratch their heads. This island has so many red crabs that it almost looks like they cover the whole place. People say that this happens a lot around Christmas. Millions of land crabs can be seen making their way to the ocean to have their babies there. This makes it clear why people from all over the world are so interested in this place. The way they move is so interesting to look at that you won't be able to take your eyes off of it. On this island, it's already Christmas, and red crabs are making their way south for the winter. Again, the natural world has caught us completely off guard. Number 5. Limbic Eruptions. What do you think a limbic eruption really is? We know that you don't understand any of this. Limbic eruptions, also called lake overturns, are the same thing as limbic eruptions. We are very lucky that this kind of natural event doesn't happen all the time. Carbon dioxide could suddenly explode in the ocean depths if it builds up too much. This could cause tsunamis. In fact, There have only been 2 large-scale limbic eruptions that were as bad as this one. In 1984, 38 people died because of the tragic limbic eruption that happened at Lake Manawan. 2 years later, there was another disaster at Lake Nyos when the lake flipped over, killing more than 1,700 people. Number 4. Supercell. Have you ever heard of the word supercell? This scary event is actually related to thunderstorms. But there's no doubt that this is more than just a lightning storm. It's more like a severe thunderstorm with updrafts, downbursts, and water spouts that spin around. During a strong thunderstorm, when a mesocyclone forms, it can lead to the growth of a supercell. When this mesocyclone is at its strongest, it can easily pick up a person or any other heavy object. After it has turned it around, it only takes a split second for it to lift it into the air. You might imagine that the so-called supercell will wrap you up in its mesocyclone and make you stay there. Number 3. Underwater crop circles. There's only one place in all of Japan where this one-of-a-kind view can be seen. The strange crop circles seen in the ocean off the coast of Japan are a well-known fact. People who live in the area think that a male pufferfish tried to attract females by making the strange crop circles. Of course, these are just a few things to think about. Even in the 21st century, swimmers and divers are still puzzled by this strange thing. So they can't help but be excited about the idea of diving to the bottom of the icy seas to record this moment. After all, something like that doesn't happen to you every day, does it? Number 2. The Katatumbo Lightning. Have you ever seen it? If you haven't met someone like that, do you think you would like to? People believe that the so-called Katatumbo Lightning only happens at certain times. If we look at scientific research, we might find out that there are about 140 to 160 nights in a year, 10 hours in each night, and 280 times in each hour. This one-of-a-kind natural event happens in the atmosphere of Venezuela. It gets its name from the Katatumbo River, which flows through the area. This is another strange thing about it. In fact, it is a beautiful and spooky scene that can only be seen from where the river starts. Number 1. Waves of extremely high heat. Now the question is, what exactly is this monster? And is it really that dangerous? When it comes right down to it, a heat wave is any long stretch of very hot weather. At first, it might not sound very dangerous, but think about the countries whose climates are affected by the ocean. Extreme heat waves, like this one, happen all the time in that part of the world. The sad part is that thousands of local people die every year because of this terrifying event. You have to understand that what we're talking about is something that happens all the time. Still, it can put a person's life in grave danger during the summer. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting and subscribe to this channel